Hey, everybody.
Everyone. We're joining you from sunny Hawaii, Arizona,
Hawaii.
I think.
Hawaii, yes.
Gotta freshen up on my geography, I think. We are joined here today by Joran Bean, who is the Director of Driver Qualifications, and Jules Miller, who is Senior VP. Am I
Just
saying that right?
regular VP. I'm not
VP
that cool
of Safety.
yet. One day maybe.
I should have got that right. My name is Annette Moscoso. I'm also with Driver Qualifications. And we're here today to answer questions, kind of debunk some myths about Swift, and just share a little bit about our culture, safety, and everything Swift, really, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we are all jacked up on Mountain Dew and ready to get rowdy. So let those questions fly.
Well, we wait for some of those questions to come in. I know that our recruiting team comes on here often and just talks about how to qualify and become a driver at Swift. But what happens after that, Joran? I think you might know a little bit about that.
Yeah. So we like she said, we talk about the onboarding, coming onto Swift, and some of the different stuff around that. But we just wanted to talk a little bit about once you come to Swift, what are you going to expect? And so we got a great driver qualification team that's going to onboard you. We're going to bring you to one of our great facilities. We're going to treat you like family. That's kind of the culture that we really worked on in the last couple of years to just really solidify, kind of going back to the basics. We talk about all the different things that Swift can provide. We're just another carrier out there, but why are we separate, and what makes us better? And I think it's that family atmosphere comes with the culture.
Yeah, one of the questions right off the bat is, do you train? Does Swift train?
Do we train? Yeah, no, absolutely. Training is one of the big things that Swift does do. And so when you go out there and you're looking for a career, if you're a new driver, I think that's what kind of sets Swift apart from a lot of different carriers, is that we are a company you can start with. And I think we get saddled a little bit out there in the social media area as being, the training company. And for that, I'll say, yeah, we train. Like, I'm sorry, it's something that we're good at. We have incredible training program, great mentors, and when you look at where Swift has come because of our training program, and people come here to train, and yet somehow, I believe, what was the number of million milers we have?
We have over 1,800 million mile plus. So.
Crazy, 1,800 plus million mile people. That means that they came here and they ran million miles. Million miles, for those that do, with the calculator, 8 to 12 years to hit 1,000,000 miles. And so we have more drivers that are million-mile drivers than most companies have. But yeah, we're a training company, I guess. That's what you want to call it.
I'll toot our own horn for a minute too, and just say the improvements that we've seen in safety over the last even 5-6 years. A lot of that credit goes to our mentors and the awesome pool of drivers that we have, really training that next generation and bringing you up to speed. So yeah, we've got a great team behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
Working that out for us. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the questions behind training is if we're hiring out of the Brooklyn, New York area.
Brooklyn, that's my daughter's name. I love Brooklyn. Brooklyn, yeah. I mean, we have hiring zones. New York, the Northeast can be a little funny. It's just because there's the hiring demographic out there. It's a little tough because there's depends on our customer base. The Northeast area is a little tough. But I would definitely tell you to reach out to a recruiter and let's get all your information and then let us take a look. We have a terminal in Syracuse, so that's not exactly around the corner, but we do have some different customer bases I'm trying to think of right now, Target and Walmart's. So definitely reach out to our recruiting team and we can see if you qualify.
Yep, and it should be on the bottom of the chat line right now as well. If you can go online to driveswift.com or the recruiting number that's there.
Absolutely.
Awesome. The next question is, husband, veteran, and wife want to train together. After training, want to become a team.
Yeah, so if you're both new, you're going to come here. We're going to get you training independently. You're going to train with a mentor. You're going to get everything you need so you can be a safe, capable driver out there. But once you guys are done, absolutely, man, we would love to see that. We love having teams. Kind of to go backwards a little, when you look at like the progression, if you come here as a student driver, you're going to train, and then you're going to go out there and you operate solo. We have various different lines of businesses and opportunities, but then you can become a mentor. After a certain amount of time, you got to qualify, or you guys could team, and teaming is a great option. We have a lot of freight that requires teams, so we'd love to have husband and wife teams. That's obviously a great way for keeping couples together and allowing them both to work together.
I've even known husband and wives, but they don't drive at the same time, right? So they kind of switch off. So whatever works for you.
For me and my wife, that would work better because she would not want to put up with me all the time. I can tell you that.
And also, as someone that does not have their CDL and they're a veteran, military, we also offer additional benefits for those that need to go to school for training. So our academy schools is another option for
We
someone
offer
out
that
there.
too.
Yeah, someone out there that if you don't have any CDL or driving experience, you can earn your CDL as little as 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
We have
And we
academy
train
programs too at Swift. So you can go to third-party schools or you can go to one of our great Swift academies. We have them all across the country, and we'll actually put you through the training in the academy. Then we'll put you out for additional training with one of our mentors, and then we'll get you out there driving on your own, making the real money.
For sure. Let's see. I have a Class B CDL, and I have my air brakes and combo permits. So I don't know if that's a question of if that's sufficient.
I was going to say awesome, but I think so. You're going to need, obviously going to need to upgrade your CDL, and so again, give the recruiter, review all that with them, and then we'll take a look at your experience and what you bring to the table, and then it'll kind of determine. Our program's not a one size shoe fits all. That's kind of a thing that we've kind of going back to that culture piece. We've really tried to take a more dynamic view of how our programs work, how. Everybody needs a little bit different. Right now our training program is a 4-week program, but some folks might need 6 weeks. They might need additional backing courses. They might need something else. We really want to tailor make a program. At the end of the day, our objective is to make sure a driver is safe, capable, and confident to drive a truck on their own. And so we're not I got a Hawaiian shirt on. I'm not a farmer. I'm not here pushing people through the program so that we can get them out in trucks. We want to make sure people go out in the trucks, they're safe, and they're ready to take the road on by themselves. So our program is more robust than that. We want to make sure that you're capable.
I'll say too, that's kind of our business model. We just take a common sense approach to as many things as we can. What makes sense for you, what makes sense for our business, and kind of try to make all of those things work. Obviously communication is a huge part of that too. So we can talk about that a little bit, just the communication piece of it. I know that you've said before that your wife thinks that you can read her mind, and that's not
She's
necessarily
wrong.
the case. I know, right?
He should know, and I'm like, if you say that, I don't know. I promise you that, I don't know.
Yeah, and so communication, I would say, is a huge part of our business, and it's something that we rely on to make all of these programs better and to work for you and, to work for us so that we can continue to create opportunities for you. So we also have a ton of different ways that we ask for feedback and that we ask for communication that have helped us really develop our business and make some good changes over the years. Just like kind of one example, we got some feedback a couple of years ago that our trailer pool might have been a little bit smaller than some of our drivers would have hoped for, and so we spent a lot of time investing in new equipment, growing our trailer pool, and then more recently we've gotten some feedback that our yards, maybe a couple of them, are a little more congested than we would hope for them to be, and so now we've put effort into cleaning up the yards, managing our trailer pools, and
We got to find that just right porridge, right? It was
Yeah,
too cold, and then it was too hot, and so we're always. But to your point, that's something that, and we joke, but it's not really a joke, honey. I'm sorry. I can't read minds, and I think we really the common sense is just we're real. We know that. Like she's the VP of safety. I run the training, but we're regular people, and that's something that I think we've done as a company a really good job of. Just like we're gonna make mistakes and we're gonna have struggles, just like people do. But we're determined and we're gonna make things right. And that's where I think the communication piece is so huge. Is we're invested in our drivers. Like there's drivers and there's driver support. Like that's the only two positions we really have at Swift. And I think, and I've been here 18 years, and I tell you that it's never been as good as it is today, as far as like the want to improve, the want to get better. But it's just like, it's like taking a shower. You should at least every day work on that communication. Forever, I think you're going to have to continually work to get better at that.
Yeah.
Speaking of showers, sorry, Jules,
All right.
but we have new showers.
There's a transition for shower? Okay.
No, we have
I was like,
new
where is this going?
I'm not sitting that close. But our facilities, right? So talking about showers is our drivers. That was some of the feedback that they gave us as well, is having amenities within our terminals that will allow them to stop in and use them.
Absolutely.
Free laundry services for our drivers. We have badging access that they can come in and out of, and it's secure. Kind of call it that safe haven for them, where they can stop in and get everything done while they're down for their break time, and not have to worry about those things. Some of them have lounge areas, movie centers, and so just a lot of great things that we've poured into our drivers to help make life a little bit easier on the road.
We've got even gaming centers now in some of our terminals too, just to kind of make it feel like an environment that you can come home to. That, you know, really is our culture. We're a big carrier. Sometimes the big names get a bad rap, right? But we're not just centrally based here out of Honolulu, Phoenix, Arizona, or whatever we said.
Oh,
we,
I wish.
we have over
We're gonna
30
put it on the
terminal. Yeah, we have over 30 terminal locations across the country, and like Annette said, we put a lot of work into making those feel like home, somewhere that you can come be a part of that terminal, build relationships with people, build that line of communication, and yeah, we really just depend on that communication to continue make our business a better place. So.
And we're still growing. We have terminals
Yes.
that are popping up, and we're building.
You know, we're building in Statesboro, we're building in Vegas, we're building in Mobile, and who knows what's next, you know? And I think, like you said, it's a nice way for, you have your home terminal, because that's something too, I think, oh, the big carrier, they're gonna lose me. You're working for that terminal or that line of business, and so you really get that small carrier feel at the terminal level. But it's like having a ton of cousins. You know, you when you're driving over the road and you may be out of Lancaster, Texas, but you end up in Denver, Colorado, you can go in there, your badge works, you can access the buildings, you can use the facilities. And that was something that Voice Your Choice, you know, the bathrooms weren't as up to par as they should have been. And when we did remodels everywhere, we put in these really nice restrooms that has everything in. You can go in and take care of everything, and it's nice and private. It was more like a gym style. Now it's all nice and private. It's just putting that, kind of putting your money where your mouth is, if you will, and making the experience a whole lot better. And like Jules said, just you can shut down, you can enjoy your time down, so that when you get ready to go back to work, you're well rested, and hopefully had a little bit of fun.
Yeah, we want to make it just a comfortable place for everybody. Whether you're a deeply outgoing extrovert like Joran, or a mostly awkward, kind of weird introvert like me,
She's lying.
we want
Don't let her
to
fool you.
we want to set you up for success. If you're successful, we're successful, and that's the business that we operate. We want you to be successful so that you can continue to grow your career and your life and hit your goals, and that is going to get us to where we need to be.
I touch on this a lot during our lives when the new hires we talk to. It's the win-win, and that's something that I think a lot of people don't quite understand. Like if you're winning when you're here, then the company's winning. If you're losing, the company's not winning. And so there's no time I've ever seen in all the years I've been here where a driver not winning, not making money, not being taken care of benefits anybody. And so we're always, but that's where that communication piece is such a funny thing. If you have to communicate when, like, this is what you're expecting. So I get this a lot. You should have known. I'm like, I had no idea. Like, you got to tell me. But if you talk to us, you communicate with us that, hey, this is what I was expecting and this isn't happening, then we can start putting forth the effort to figure out how we can position you to win. Because we want to see our expectations align. You're winning because when you're out there winning, you're making a lot of money. The company's winning too. And so it's a mutual agreement that we like to, we like to have that.
We only had one crystal ball, and it broke several years ago.
I
So
know.
just the more you can do to communicate with us. We have a lot of channels internally, too. We send out a lot of surveys, biannual surveys, different surveys at different points of your tenure throughout
Your
training.
Choice.
Voice Your Choice, which is an internal Yelp system, basically, so that all of us, our departments in the office, all of the driver support divisions that we have in here, because we only have two roles, drivers and driver support.
100%.
You can rate us, whether that's good feedback, so we can recognize somebody that's doing something great, or it's feedback on something that we can improve, how we can support you better, different things we can do in our business to change up, whether it's cleaning the bathrooms, affecting our trailer pool, better mattresses, refrigerators in our truck, all those kinds of things, all the improvements we've made, or a good chunk of them come from communication and feedback. So
Yeah, for sure.
tell us how you really feel.
Well, I think even just operationally, right, giving out numbers to our drivers, our office numbers and cell phone numbers as well.
Yeah.
Coming from an ops role, I would say after 8 p.m. only memes, not anything work related, because we have a great driver support team after hours.
Yeah.
So I only take memes after hours.
I only operate in games.
But also just being able there to support our drivers 24/7. They're always out there driving. Holidays, I mean, even some of our teams, our on-road teams, our claims teams are 24/7 as well. So we want to make sure that we have just teams across the board that is there to support our drivers. And then also going back to what you're saying about communication is every driver is different, right? You're assigned a driver leader. And kind of part of our job is to make sure that we're taking care of you, our drivers. And that could be ranging from 30 to 50 drivers. And everyone's different in requests and needs, and it's not a one-size-fits-all. So we definitely need that communication to be able to help you the way that you would like to be helped or what you need.
So just to piggyback on that, so I've seen out in Facebook we have a couple of driver Facebook pages, what if my driver and leader and I don't get along, or my terminal and I don't get along, or whatever have you. To Annette's point, hey, I can promise you there's people out there that don't, there's people out there that don't like me, and it's okay. Like, it doesn't mean anyone's right or wrong, but I think what we want to do is we want to offer that ability. You can live in Florida and you can operate out of Washington. You know what I mean? Or for our OTR drivers. If you're dedicated, it's a little more confined regionally. But, I mean, our OTR drivers, which is a majority of our fleet, you can run out of Washington and live in Florida. It's really sort of irrelevant. It's all about finding that person that matches you. That, we're not Match.com, I believe. And Match.com doesn't even work. I don't know if, not everybody gets married on the first date. Like, sometimes you got to meet a few people. And when you figure out who meshes well with you, that helps you win and make that money, then that's the person that you should work with. And it's all about finding the right pair. And we're back to common sense approach. We know sometimes it doesn't work. Let's find you somebody that does work.
Well, I would kind of piggyback off that too and say sometimes life will hand you an event that makes it just not work out. Maybe you got to move and we don't have an opportunity in that area, or it doesn't work for your lifestyle anymore. If things change, we want to see you come back too. We've always got new opportunities popping up with new dedicated accounts, sometimes new terminals open, things like that. So we want to keep that bridge open. So if things change in your life and you're ready to come back, we've got a good opportunity for you. We want to see you reapply. So we break up on good terms.
Yeah,
Can I say that?
different lines of businesses, right? So maybe you don't even have to break up with us. Maybe it's just getting you in a different line of business that offers you whatever it is that you might need. We also have a dedicated driver placement team that helps drivers if they're not sure what's available or what's out there, who to call. We got a team that's dedicated to helping retain drivers. Do you want to touch maybe on some of the most common lines of businesses that we have?
Oh yeah, well of course we have OTR over the road. So that means you're traveling, all across the country. We have dedicated accounts, we have intermodal accounts, we have grocery accounts, flatbed accounts, refrigerated accounts, tons of dedicated opportunities. And there is a lot of that stuff too. I would tell you at Swift, you could become a mechanic if driving can lead to anywhere. We actually have a fun example I always like to share. Two of them. One of our mentors was out there. He was always on our Facebook, very helpful, tons of fun, high energy. I actually saw him here at Driver Appreciation. We talked, and then like 2 weeks later, Annette and I are doing the live for our new hires, and he was in the back of the classroom. And I'm thinking, why is my mentor in the back of the classroom? And apparently he got hired. He was in the office. Now he's running the classrooms, and he was working DQ, and I go, well, I'll be. And then right behind him, his terminal leader came in and kind of told a little story about how he started as a student hire, trained himself as a mentor, and he didn't train himself, but he trained him as a mentor. You get my point. Then he came in the office, and now he is the terminal leader of one of our terminals. So the opportunity at Swift is just, it's what you make of it. And I'm telling you, there's so many, it's endless. There are opportunities here. If you want to do something and you're driven, we can make something happen.
And I've got a lot of people, even on the safety team, that have a background in driving, even driving for us, and I think that's invaluable experience. I think there's a lot of opportunities if you want to drive a different line of business, a different area of the country. You want to come into the office if you're nearby a terminal. There's just a lot of opportunities, and like we said before, we want to see you be successful.
I don't want to dog any of the other carriers out there. I'm sure everybody has their great stuff, but week after week I hear about these stories of that greener grass. And I just don't know if y'all know, artificial turf is on sale in a lot of states, and people are using it. We try to take care of our yards. We just take care of things. Our whole objective is we're going to bring you in here. We're not going to have you sign in any kind of long terms, anythings. We want to show you that we're a carrier you can be successful with. And to Jules' point, if something happens and you choose to leave, all we ask is leave on good terms, because you never know what the future holds. And if you want to come back, we'd love to have you back. But we're just trying to operate with the integrity that we're the company we say we are, and we think that you can be succccessful here.
So are you saying we sell real grass then?
We don't sell grass. Actually, we transport some though. But no, it's just I hear that every week. About communication, or it wasn't what it was, or this, that, or
what
the other.
What promised. Yeah.
We try to operate real simply. I mean, our pay is pretty straightforward. Everything's pretty straightforward because we just want to deliver it's all about expectations. This is what we're delivering, and we want to deliver that. We don't want to make it complicated or make it so that there seems like there's trickery around. We just want to be the carrier that we are, and if it works, beautiful. And if it doesn't, we want to see you successful and leave in good terms, just in case the future changes.
Talking about what we do deliver, one of the questions in here is what happened to all the quality long hauls? So I know as trucking goes on, I've been here for 15 years, it's different every season. We talk about COVID in some of our previous calls, but it's continuously changing. So do you want to hit on just loads?
Yeah,
in
that's
general?
that's a loaded question. So there's a lot of different things. I'm not going to be able to speak to any of them in particular, but I mean, high level, the stuff that comes from other countries. I mean, the ports have changed, and so where things are sent has changed. I mean, LA used to be the hot market all the time, always, and then when they started taking things different places, it changes the length of haul. And then, if anybody's ever been to Hanazona, is that what it's called?
Hanazona,
If you
yeah.
anyone that has been in Arizona, there's a highway 303, and I mean, it is ridiculous the number of distribution centers that have been put up just in the last couple of years. So distribution centers, that's, I mean, just like that, that's what it is. The companies that used to maybe have different length of hauls have created distribution centers, which changes the hauls. And so I think sometimes we have to kind of get out of that mindset of like everything is 1,000 miles, or, you know, I love Smoking the Bandit, but not everything is cross-country runs. The length of haul has changed, the market's changed, things have changed. But we still have incredible drivers, very successful out there over the road. You just have to kind of change the way you operate and again, that driver-leader relationship is so key, because when they understand the business and they understand what your expectations are, they're going to try to position you to make the money you want to make. And if that money is through several different loads versus back in the way days, it was maybe one long load, you can still be wildly successful on these shorter haul loads. You have to kind of learn the systems a little bit. But that would be my only
Yeah,
high-level
well,
explanation.
Leslie Kelly on here is put a message in the chat there that they've been an owner-operator for Swift for 25 years and have over 3.5 million miles. So
Oh, that's beautiful.
yeah.
That's
something
awesome.
good is going on there, right? Even with the freight changes. It's different, right? It's the economy changes. What our customers' needs are, they change. So it does change, but we're still operating and moving our drivers.
There's ebb and flow in any market. I think there's going to be highs and lows or whatever. I think at this point our customer service teams are certainly very invested in making sure that opportunities become available. So the more that you make yourself open to, the better you're going to do. And I think we'll see where this market kind of takes us. But yeah, there's lots of opportunities. We offer training to get hazmat endorsement on your license. That could open up opportunities for some longer runs too. And so yeah, we've just got kind of lots of opportunities, I think, to open yourself up to more lines of business or different freight to haul. So yeah. Take advantage of those opportunities as well.
Our customer service team does a great job booking freight for our drivers, and that's a hot market. We're always hiring for those too.
Yeah.
Some other questions in here, I think we can kind of lump them together, but going back to dedicated, is there dedicated routes available? Also, is there dedicated runs from Virginia to North Carolina? And then are we hiring teams out of Lafayette, Louisiana?
I don't know. I don't even want to try to.
Recruiting, right?
The placement center or recruiting.
Yeah, if you're not a
Great
Swift
question
driver,
for that.
definitely get with the recruiting team. I'm
Yeah.
sure we're scrolling something down there with the recruiting info.
Yeah.
Reach out to them right away. And like I said, things are changing all the time. I think we just picked up some stuff here in Arizona. I mean, across the country, the salespeople are out there. They're beating the streets, and we're making things happen. So what you want to do is just reach out to a recruiter. They're going to tell you kind of the latest, greatest, what's available. Also, though, if you're new to driving, we're probably going to get you in, and we're going to get you that training first. And then as we get kind of going, we'll try to figure out what works. But it's all about trying to get that experience and make sure that, again, you're safe while you're out there on the road.
Yeah. We serve Mountain Dew when our recruiters are in the office, so we keep them going. They're there for you when
Yeah, right.
whatever
Yeah.
questions you
Yeah.
have, we'll get you going. Get your paperwork real quick. One of the other questions in here by Alvin is, when do classes start?
Ooh, I wish Alvin, what classes? There's so many classes. We have recruiting, what can bring you in. We have new hire classes every week. So if it's coming in for class for getting signed up with Swift, every single week, again, terminals all across the country. I'm not sure where you are, but we've got terminals all across the country. We'll get you to the nearest one, and you can come in. And like Annette said, we even have some of those Mountain Dews in some of our classes. So it'll be nice. We feed you lunch. We really try to make the onboarding experience as fun as possible.
Jordan and I tell better jokes in those sessions too, so we'd love
We
to
save
have
those
you.
good ones, right? You have to join those lives. But we have about 30 terminals that have driver qualifications, and most of them operate Mondays and Wednesdays. So we offer more than one class a week to make sure, again, that we're accommodating to our drivers that are coming in.
Yeah.
For sure. How do I get in contact with the recruiter? So you can go online to driveswift.com or call 888-539-2037.
Can we make that a jingle?
I was just thinking that too, like, that's the lawyer guy, I think. But yeah,
The
we'll
holidays
work
are
on that.
coming out. We're gonna have to come back with that one. Any idea when the Vegas terminal will be complete?
No, I do believe they were building not too long ago. So we have our DQ guy was there sending photos. He was there when they were pouring the concrete. I mean, it's been a project, but I do believe they started. Wasn't it, Patrick
They
just told
broke
us?
ground. I know that. I know they're building. I think next February. I maybe speaking a little, but I think it's like end of February. It's supposed to be completed.
It'll be a lot of fun. It'll be nice because that's a footprint we hadn't had before. So it's really somewhere that we recognized there was a great opportunity, and so we established a spot there, and so we're excited to see that terminal go up for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do our recruiters speak Spanish?
I do believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Mountain Dew makes them speak Spanish, I think.
Yeah, is that how that works?
If I talk fast enough, it sounds Spanish. I can, if I have my pre-workout, I can get carried away.
Let's see, what other topics did we cover? I think safety.
Hey,
Safety's
pick
big.
me. Pick me.
There
I
you
feel so
go.
neglected over here.
Oh, my introvert over here wants to talk. Go ahead.
I know, but we're back to that awkward and weird part now. No, I would say just generally speaking, safety obviously is a priority for us, and it's a priority for us because our drivers are a priority for us.
Totally.
We treat safety kind of just like a learning opportunity, essentially, like and understanding that you are the captain of your own ship, I think is the biggest part of our safety program. You get to make decisions when you run and when you don't. Obviously, fatigue, distraction are big or make safety very difficult, and so we want to recognize that for you and give you the option, to make sure you shut down when you need to, especially now as we're headed into sort of that winter season.
Yeah.
Those are going to be two huge things. There are certainly times when we will shut down portions of our fleet and just say, hey, we can't have you running in this area of the country. We'll communicate that. We'll take care of you during those times. But certainly, even if we don't shut you down, you have the option to shut yourself down. We don't force dispatch. We don't do any of that. We want you to run when it's safe for you to run. And
Can you say that one more time?
We
don't force what?
We don't force dispatch. That wasn't English. I don't know if you.
No, I caught it. I just want to make sure
Maybe
the
it was
people in
too
the back
fast,
heard.
Yeah,
No, go ahead.
I was having Mountain Dew before this, so if that came out as something else, yeah. No, so we don't force dispatch. We want you to have the option to shut down when you need to. Obviously, that comes back to the communication piece, though, right?
Totally.
All we expect, we've got a macro you can send in. You can call us anytime and just say, hey, not going to make it. I'm tired, or I've got something going on with my family I need to mentally take care of. The weather's bad, whatever it is. We just ask for the communication so that we can set you up for success when you're ready to get back out on the road. We can reschedule an appointment. We can even have somebody else come recover your load and get you set up for another one when things improve, things like that.
Yeah.
We just want to make sure you have the best shot at success and understand that we are going to support you in whatever decision that you make there too.
And I think it comes back to caring, right? We care about our drivers. We want them to be safe. So it's not just a rule because we think it's fun and we want to make it difficult.
Yeah.
It's really because we care at the end about the safety of our drivers and keep them here for the long run, right? For that million-mile driver.
Right, and we don't want there ever to be that feeling that I have to do things, and
Yeah.
so that's when we say, we have so you said, what was it, Julie? What was the driver at 3?
Leslie.
Leslie, yeah.
So you don't get the 3.5 by accident, guys. No pun intended.
Yeah.
So when you're doing, what we have drivers that are newly upgraded drivers, and then we have 3.5 million mile drivers and everywhere in between. And so when you're out driving, especially in the winter time coming, if you don't feel confident driving in a particular situation, we want you to get off of the highway properly and send in a message. But the communication is so important because we got customers. We have to take care of our customers. But that being said, there's places, believe it or not, that build trucks, that build trailers, and build the stuff that's inside the trailers. Like that can all be replaced. Yeah. Our drivers can't, and that's something that I think, maybe there's carriers that don't always see that. Like we see that. That is our number. Our focus is our drivers and their safety. So you may be a newer driver, and it might be weather that a lot of our drivers feel comfortable driving in. But if you don't feel that, you just got to communicate to us. So like Jules said, we might have someone repower it. We might have somebody take the load on, but we don't want to put you in a position that you don't feel comfortable in. And so that's something that really sets us apart from a lot of places. There's no tricks, there's no games. Like we just want you to be safe, because if you're safe, as
It
Jules
all
said.
trickles down. If we're
Yeah.
safe, that means that you can be successful in your career. We get more loads there on time. Our customers recognize us for that. We get more opportunities. It all trickles down to really just better business, better career success for you ultimately, and more opportunities for you to kind of continue developing. And I would say that's just kind of the overall picture of our safety. It's to help you grow. I'd say all of us in our careers every day, we want feedback, we want to grow, we want to develop. It's just a natural human thing. And so our safety in that sense too is not some punitive, progressive discipline plan. It's conversations between you and your driver leader and your terminal and people you've built relationships with to help you continue to grow and develop as a professional driver too. We don't treat it like 3 strikes you're out. We treat it like, let's have a conversation, let's learn, let's grow, let's value safety, and let's let that have, a positive impact on your career and everybody's success overall, I think. So
I think Jules and I being able to partner over the last couple of years has really helped kind of the mentor program too, and that's where we took that same approach, and it's all about development. And that's why, like I said, it's a 4-week training program for our standard program, but it could be 5, it could be 6. There might be supplementary backing or whatever it may be. We want to position our people to win. And so by teaming with safety, we've taken that approach of development of our people. And it's not a stick. Like we want you to enjoy and embrace the safety, because at the end of the day, it's really about love. We want to take care of our people.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a lot of other benefits as well, right? One of the questions in here, which I want to talk about a few of the benefits outside of driving and being able to get your CDL. But one of the questions is, can pets ride in the truck?
Yeah. So we have a dog policy. You can have a dog up to 40 pounds. If
don't
you have,
fat shame.
I was just gonna say, if you put them on doggy Craig or whatever, if they're 42 pounds,
We got gyms.
we do have little treadmills. No, it's just about, again, common sense approach, guys. 40 pounds is our limit. We want to make sure the dogs can safely get in and out of the truck. If you have a Great Dane, let's see if we can get them into the academy. They don't have thumbs. They don't have thumbs. They
I don't
can't.
think you can get a CDL.
No, my bad. Take that back. It won't work. But like the point is can you safely get them in and out of the truck? You have to have all their shots and all their information. But yeah, we have a dog program that we definitely enjoy.
Yeah.
Maybe what are some other perks, benefits that we offer for drivers that...
What if Doggy Craig is a real thing though? Like, is that a thing? Did I just make something up and gave it away?
Try to get some
Can we patent
advertising
that real
money for
quick?
that?
Yeah,
Can
I feel like we should
No,
patent
we,
that.
I was gonna say we need to trademark
I
it,
feel like
but-
I messed up. I just gave away. It's $1 million idea. I just gave it up.
But some other things are, we have our benefit hub at Swift, right? So once you become an employee, we have a lot of vendor discounts and things that you can purchase. So there's just a lot of great opportunity there, from
Like everything.
trips. Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
Anytime I go on a trip with my family, I look to see what's available wherever I'm going. So
We're partnered with banks. We're partnered with cell phones, appliances, cars. Anything you're buying, there's probably some kind of perk or benefit that you can get from being a part of Swift.
yeah. As a driver on the road, hotels, that's a big one, right? We
Yeah,
have hotels, we have car rentals, all
Yep.
the good stuff. Tuition reimbursement. So going to college, we have 2 different programs that we offer. I always like to talk about that because I have 4 children. So I've been here for 15 years. I might be here for a lot longer now. But we have partnered colleges where it's no out-of-pocket cost for yourself, your spouse, or dependent. Or we also have a tuition reimbursement where you pay up front and then they reimburse you if it's not one of our partnered colleges. So that's a really good benefit, to the max of what the IRS allows at that time. So a lot of people take advantage of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even office people, I know some that going back to school, again, to be better for our drivers, right? So we have opportunity there as well.
Totally.
That growth and development, right? We also have a passenger policy available as well. So outside the dog policy, if you want to have a people rider, I know most people, or a lot of people prefer dogs, but that's okay. If you want to bring
I love that you call it a people rider.
a people rider,
You have to have their shots. You got to have.
A real one.
I'm a real boy.
We have thumbs.
So that's available as well. There are some restrictions there as well. We want you to get familiar with the equipment, familiar with Swift before we bring on a passenger. But yeah, if you want to bring your wife along to team with you for a while too, that's great too.
With
Well,
a
not
CDL
team. She can't
employed
drive.
driver.
Yeah,
Let's make sure.
No,
Come on,
can't
safety. We got to
drive.
pull it together
Can't
here.
drive.
I send my 16-year-old son out with an owner-operator that's my friend. So that's how I get rid of him on summer
Yeah.
breaks and spring break. And just
Yeah,
send him
have-
out for some life experience.
It's an opportunity to have some companionship out.
I tell him
there.
it's fun. That's
I'm
the
sorry,
reason to go
Jordan,
out.
if you're watching this. Like,
If you take Joran though, he actually falls under the dog policy.
yeah,
so we'll do that paper.
and I will talk the whole time. Like I'm telling you, you will drop me off at the next terminal.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
We have a question here: is how long does it take to get? How long does it take for the CDL? So again, that is our back at the phone number for recruiting. If you call them, you can get your CDL as little as 4 weeks. It could be longer depending on what you need. Again, we don't want to rush you through our academies or the programs, but as little as 4 weeks, if you're able to pass the test and meet all the requirements, you can move on to the next step of driver qualification and going out for training. But to get your CDL, as little as 4 weeks.
And it's really cool. Like I said, we have
1 month.
We have places. I mean, all across the country, we have academies. We also have third-party schools that we partner with in some of our spots. But if you call that recruiting number, they can get you set up to go to whatever closest school for you. And I've hung out with the academies at several locations. They're awesome. I mean, a lot of them are ex-drivers, and they know the equipment. They know a ton of information. I mean, it is a lot to catalog in a 4-week program, but I'm telling you, it's fantastic. You see people come in that barely have an idea of anything trucking, and then they leave, and they're so much more versed. And then they come into DQ, and they're going to go out, and they're going to run with one of our mentors. And so the transition of somebody in like a 4 to 10 week time frame is just incredible. It really is.
It's awesome to see, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have Raymond Ball on here. He is going to our Columbus terminal on the 26th for DQ. So you'll get to hear the good jokes at that time.
Yes, yes.
Tell Jerry we said what's up.
He'll have a Mountain Dew waiting for you.
Yes.
Let's see, what else haven't we covered that we would like to share with these folks?
Man, what do we
There's
have?
a lot
Any
of great
jokes?
things at Swift.
Do I have any jokes?
Yeah.
Um,
Any loaded?
did you know you can't run through a campground?
Why not?
You have to ran because it's past tense.
That's right. You see, you guys want to join our class now, right? We'll be here all day.
I think he just said he canceled.
Yeah, he was like, I'm done now.
No.
Sorry, Raymond. I didn't mean that.
Oh, that's too good. So we hit safety, we hit culture. I don't know. I think we did pretty good.
Yeah,
Do we have any other
Yeah,
questions
you
out
got any
there?
other questions floating around in the group?
let's see.
I can talk. I just don't know if they want to hear it. I will talk about the communication one more piece, though.
Yes.
I think, I tell this terrible story, and it always tells me not to tell it, but, you know, when you get out there, and I think this is beyond driving, but any little issue, this is for a lot of my drivers, our regular drivers. I think when you have an issue, please voice those to us. We send out surveys, but I mean, sometimes the surveys, it's just tough. You get them all the time, and it's a lot, we push a lot at you. But I'm telling you, if you don't do the surveys or you're not doing all of them, at least call your terminal and just be honest with us. Let us know what's going on. We want to see our folks winning. So if you are frustrated about anything, reach out. You can get your driver leadership, you can get payroll, you can get driver qualification, you can get someone from safety. I mean, almost everybody's has that open door policy that you can go to directly and speak to.
Mm-hmm.
I was traveling and I was in El Paso, Tim Martin, and we went in there and it was just great to go sit in that atmosphere at the terminal level, and the door was propped open, drivers were coming in, they were grabbing their stuff. We have little fresh markets where you can just grab whatever you want, and I think we're all Walmart certified checkers now, aren't we? Anyways, you grab your stuff, you check it all out, and people were coming and going. It was like the buzz was just great. Just the atmosphere was awesome. People came right in. They would go and they'd talk to the terminal leader, talk to the driver leaders. It was just such a fun environment to be in. And being here as long as I've been here, it's really good to see when you go to the terminals how fun it is and how much the atmosphere is just so great. It's very driver centric, and it's about making sure our drivers are taken care of.
Yep.
Awesome. One of the other questions is, do you have to have a clean record?
Loaded question. I'd say get with a recruiter. It depends when you say clean. You know what?
Tell us more.
Yeah.
We'll turn this into
Not
therapy.
here, but tell a recruiter more. It's going to take this live somewhere else. But it depends what the situation is. But definitely give the recruiter. They can walk through all that with you.
Hey, fill out an application. We'll take a look.
Yeah.
Sure. Ray says, I drove tanker for 28 years, but haven't driven for approximately 6 years. Can I still drive for Swift?
Absolutely. Yeah. Again, it's going to depend. We might we'll do some of the reviews in our safety department and make sure everything makes sense. And I say worst case is a bad thing. We may have you go out with somebody for a week or two just to kind of verify, being it's been a few years.
Training.
But if you've had that much time driving, a lot of this is like riding a bike. So I mean, we want to get you out. It's all about making sure our people are safe, and so we want to verify. We want to make sure you're comfortable and that you're operating on the road. You feel good about it.
Yeah, I think the biggest piece is just making sure you're confident, you feel good about it, and you're ready to go out there, and yeah.
Sounds like your jokes may have missed the mark, so we have one in the chat
Okay.
that someone
Good,
dropped
good.
in there. Ike says, never yell into a calendar, you might strain your voice.
All right. Well, maybe he can join the next live.
Yeah.
Sounds like dad jokes we got
Was
here.
that
Sounds like we
Ike
might
Anderson?
need a couple other ones
Yeah,
so that we
next
can load up for our next round.
Oh, that's good. Got any more questions coming through?
Not yet. I'm sure the jokes are going to be coming in here.
Oh,
Jordan,
do we open the door for that?
Do you know what's orange and sounds like a parrot? This is one of my favorite ones.
No.
The carrot. It was good, right?
I wish we had the music. Like, don't.
Am I back to weird and awkward now?
No.
I'm gonna switch back. Switch back to Joran mode.
All right.
Good.
So with that, are we getting close?
Yeah, I don't know what else
No,
we might
yeah.
have. I'm trying to scroll through here.
I'm gonna take that to mean that we hit everything so well that
They were just so impressed, or they've hung up. We don't
Or
know.
they hate
Yeah,
us.
either way. When, hey, listen, we really appreciate you guys. We want to do more of these. We want to kind of. The whole idea was just about getting questions. Really, what is it you're curious about Swift? You know, what information do you want to know about Swift? So if you didn't join the live, put the comments down there. Let us know what you're interested in. We can definitely do more lives. We just really want to put stuff out there that's interesting to you, so that you know, hopefully we can inspire some folks to come over to Swift.
Yeah, if you're looking for a new team to join, give us a call. We're ready for you.
Yeah, we like to keep it fun around here in Hawaii, Arizona. So hopefully we'll join you next time, the sunny side. But again, driveswift.com and the phone number there in the chat. We welcome you to Swift, and hopefully we see you out there one day.
All right, y'all.
Have a great day.
Thanks, everybody.